because I'm gonna film this video, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I have absolutely no plan for this video whatsoever. And that's basically because the video that I had planned, I did not have time to film this week. So I'm gonna film it next week, hopefully. So hopefully next week, there will be a different video for you guys. One that I've really been wanting to do, and that is the 24-hour reading challenge. So if you wanna see that video, subscribe so you can see it hopefully next week. Hopefully. Anyways, yeah, I decided because I wanna get a video filmed and ready for you guys anyways, I'm going to just do this, and it's just gonna be a vlog of a few days of my life, but hopefully productive, because there's stuff that I wanna do, and I'm gonna try to do some of that stuff. So first things first, I think in my last video, I mentioned that I wanted to make like a little website for myself. Nothing too crazy. This is why I'm sharing the process with you, because I don't feel like this is, I know like a lot of YouTubers and like people, like I've done it before, where they like, ah, surprise, I have a whole website, go check it out. I'm not really gonna do that. I'm gonna try my best to take you through some of the journey of me putting it together without giving it all away. This is the let's plan, see what happens. I did make a to-do list, because summertime I don't usually make a to-do list, and it affects me big time. I feel like I end up just kind of not knowing what I'm doing and just like not productive because I haven't decided what I'm doing, so then I just kind of do whatever. So today, even if it's simple things, I wrote it down because I want to be more productive, and yeah, so that's that. Also, if you don't know, which I don't know if I've ever mentioned this in a video, I feel like I might have once, I used to have really, really bad carpal tunnel, and now it's not as bad. It used to be like an all the time, I would have to wear braces on my wrists and stuff like that, and it just made life really, really hard. But the Lord has been healing a lot of it, so I no longer need braces all the time on it, and I'm not like every day plagued by carpal tunnel, so that's good. But I do still work a lot at a desk, so I use, I think it's called like ergonomic something desk setup, and I got new ones because my old ones were ugly. So I now have this, which is a dark gray. If you don't know, my desk is dark gray, so it kind of blends in, which is really, really nice. But this basically just supports my wrists while I'm typing, because my keyboard is also kind of like, have like a very raised one, so extra support. And then it comes with like a little mouse pad wrist support thing, which is also dark gray, and it really blends in with my desk, which I really like. I think I still have my old one here. This is the old one. Ew. So it's just the pattern at the time. I was like, oh, so fun, so cute, but I did not think or take into any consideration what my room looks like. This does not go with my room or my desk at all, and it stuck out. And now I'm in a phase where I'm like, if I'm gonna have to have a nice desk setup, I'm not gonna use this. So thank you, Amazon. So yeah, that's that. Right now, I think I am gonna work on the website stuff, and then I also need to work on a school payment, and I wanna do some Bible study time, and I wanna read, and I worked out, and that's pretty much that. That's kind of my plan for the day. Simple, should be pretty easy, a little bit of creative, but yeah, that's that. Okay. The website is actually coming together nicely. I kind of feel like I want to publish it now, just as is, and like, or not right now, but soon, because as long as I get it like just started, it's there, and then from there we'll go. So I'm thinking so far the homepage is like, welcome, a little bit about me, and then you scroll down and it will start to have like all of the things that you can find me on. And then I think that's it. I think I'll do a little contact form, which will be like 4 important things. I'll probably put like what contacts will be for. I've never, well, that's not true, I have before, but like for like collabs or things like that, I'll put for the contact form. I don't want like, I don't know, we'll see. I don't think anybody will just contact for fun, but I have had that happen, so we'll see. Oh, anyways, we'll see what happens. So far it's looking good. I've decided I'm gonna read. Here's Daisy. She was watching me film and looking at me like I'm crazy. She's like, who the heck are you talking to? Talking to the camera. I know it's weird. Yesterday, I was at my boyfriend's house and I think I read up until part 3 of the Hunger Games book. So I'm on page 257 now, which is pretty good. I think there's 380 something pages. So I'm pretty far. I'm like 60 something % through the book, I think Fable said. So I'm gonna read. I want to catch up. My mom's already read the book, so I really want to like catch up with her so I can talk with her about the book and all that. But yeah, okay. Let's read. I don't know if I want to read and like have background like YouTube on, or if I want to read and just have like music on. I can't really decide what kind of vibe I'm in for lately. Lately when I read, I have like something else playing because I can't, I don't know. I know that seems like, wouldn't that make it harder to focus? But I feel like it makes me focus more when I'm trying to read sometimes. Or like I don't feel as bad if I stop reading. Like if I stop reading for a second, I'm not gonna like pick up my phone. I'm gonna look at the video that's on for a second and then go right back into this. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense, but it makes sense in my brain. Okay, I'm gonna read. Okay, I found like a sunrise on the reaping ambient soundscape. It's like just a sunset or sunrise. Haha. Anyways, it's a sunrise because it's sunrise on the reaping. I'm gonna listen to this while I read. See if it adds. Sounds a little eerie, but I mean, the Hunger Games is kind of eerie, so. Chapter 19. I'm literally crying, guys. This is so sad. And this ambient music, I think, is not helping. Ugh. Also, as a quick little side note from my reading, Instagram is the worst place for sunrise on the reaping right now. I cannot go on my explore page without getting spoilers. There's so many things that I feel like have been hinted at or spoiled for me. I'm actually kind of upset about some of it, and I wish nobody would have said anything. The room is always so cold, so we have a sweater and a blanket and we're gonna read. Okay, so I just got my hair done. You can't tell any difference, and I'm aware of that, but I promise you there is. It's hard to tell because the hair is curled, but I did get shorter pieces. I think the shortest is like to here. Yeah, so anyways, that's that. It feels a lot more healthy, and I'm really excited to keep growing it out and seeing how long I can get it. But anyways, yay. Okay, it is time to discuss this book. I finished this book. I'm not sure if I can even say that. I can't even say if I finished this book or if this book finished me, because last night I stayed up reading it and I cried because it's just so sad. And I really wish I could just sit here and like talk to you about it and say things, but I can't because I don't want to spoil any of it for you. But if there's one book so far this year that I can recommend to you, it's this one. This book, oh my gosh, this is the best book I have read this year. If you can't tell already, it's a 5-star read for me. And I've had a book this year that I think I gave 5 stars, but like this is a better 5 stars, if that makes sense. Like this one reaches the mark of like what a 5-star should be. If more than that, a 6-star read. I would even give it that much. This book so clearly like shows Haymitch and his life, and like you get to see, it's just so sad to say, but you get to see Haymitch become who we know him as in like the first Hunger Games books that came out, as like how he's just like a drunk guy who just, you know, life's not great for him. And it's really sad that you get to see him become that man, but at the same time, it is such an interesting and beautifully written like description of his games and what he went through and what he experienced. And I think it goes to show that like some people are the way that they are for a reason, and like he experienced so much that made him become who he is. So yeah, talk a little bit about like the writing style of this book, and I think honestly it's what really kept me like to continue to read and want to be like inside the story, because Suzanne Collins so descriptively and like poetically writes, and the way that she like starts to make you feel is just so vividly. Of course there's some scenes that I'm like, I wish I didn't have that described to me, but that's the Hunger Games. We know that the Hunger Games has some intense violence and some gruesome stuff, so if you can't handle things like that, don't read this book. The action is, it's very much so there, so be advised, which kind of comes implied with the Hunger Games story. And honestly, before reading this one, I watched the Hunger Games movies because I wanted to like kind of freshen up on the basics of the storyline, even though I was really familiar with it anyways, and I didn't think that I would have the time to like read through all of the books before this one or reread them. So, but anyways, if you haven't read the other ones, read those, and this one, the epilogue in this one, oh my gosh guys, so good. Anyways, I have, as you can see, some tabs. I definitely took down some quotes and things because there's a lot of stuff that I felt was like worthy to be highlighted enough, especially towards the end, which I can't show you any of those because it'll spoil things like crazy. But no, these are all major spoil points. Or just moments that I thought were really sweet between two characters, things like that. And also though, something that was sweet is, which most people know, one of the characters is Lenore Dove, and then there's Haymitch. And there's also this like, there's this quote within the book that they say a lot, and it's like, I love you like all fire. And I just think it's it's so sweet that they have that, like, a saying for the I love you that they say to each other. And it's like, it's not just like he's like, oh, I love you, but they have their thing of like, oh, I love you, like all fire. I don't know. So it was such a sad book. So good. I can't even say more about it because I will end up spoiling parts of it, and I don't want to do that. So I just recommend that you read this book. And now I'm gonna attempt to find what book to read next, because I don't even know what I'm in the mood for at this point. But I really want to read, but it's like, what do I read? Because this was so good and such a very specific genre that now I don't know what genre to go into. I definitely don't want like a romancy cutesy read. I kind of want to stay within this more serious stuff that has depth to it, I guess. Not that these, like, some of the romance rom-com ones do have some like emotional depth, but like I'm talking about stuff that like I'm not gonna experience in my life. Does that make sense? Like, romance is like, okay, at some point in time you experience those things, but like I'm never gonna be a princess in a castle, or thank the Lord, never gonna be in a Hunger Games, or, you know, things like that. So I want to find a book that I can read that's like a story of something that I would never get to experience. That makes sense? Anyways, okay, I'll let you guys know what book I start reading, and then that'll probably be it for this video, I think. So I've decided that I'm going to, I think, finish this book, The Naturals. I got like over halfway, guys, but it creeped me out. The whole murder mystery thing, this murder stuff was just a lot for me at the time. But I think I'm gonna try. I have the whole series, so I think I'm gonna read this one, and then I think I'm gonna finish the first one just because I started it and I hate having it started but not finished. So I'm gonna try to finish this one, and I think after I finish this one, I think I'm gonna go into Red Queen. I don't know. Also, my next video, hopefully, is going to be a 24-hour reading challenge. So I'm thinking this will be the lineup, this one, and then I think I'll just like finish off the Red Queen series. I kind of want to get into a series again, like really like immerse myself into a world for like a little while. Does that make sense? So I don't know why I'm not doing Red Queen right now, because I do want to read Red Queen, but I just feel like I have this one here and I need to finish it. I'm on chapter 25, okay? This is how much I have left. It's not really a lot when I think about it, but then I think about it, I'm like, is it a lot? I think I'm gonna try to read this chapter, and if I can't get into it, I'll read Red Queen. If I come back to this video, it's because I didn't want to read this. I wanted to read something else, but if I don't, then that means I read this. So anyways, if I don't see you again, thank you so much for watching this video. I'm so thankful that you're here. Subscribe, stick around a little while, you know, maybe you'll like some other videos that I post, and maybe we can be friends. So I love you, and I'll see you next time.